All right, so this is the first time I've actually ever utilized the YouTube, like, record straight to YouTube kind of thing. So I don't think it's live. I'm pretty sure it's not live, but I'm recording straight to YouTube. So bear with me if I accidentally, pick my nose or something, kind of make it awkward. But what's going on, guys? Just want to connect with you to touch base. I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video, and I'm really trying to get diligent about that, but things have just been crazy busy. But I got some good news because I've been working on some projects, working on a few different things, and it's going good. And one of those projects right here actually is and it's totally not related to working out, but I'm actually going to tie it in, so you're gonna actually be impressed here. So but it's actually my first written and illustrated book. See, written and illustrated by Kevin Johnson right there. Captain Duck and the 7-Day Storm. It's probably backwards for you, but I mean, this book I'm pumped about this book. Let's see here. Let's open it up. I'm gonna dropping my book in my car. Okay, so we got you got smaller illustrations here, like this guy right there, in between the main pages that are of illustrations. Like, for example, let's take a look at a good one here. I mean, not that there's not good ones, but I think they're all pretty good. But so like Captain Duck, oh no, waking up, bang, there's a hole in his boat right by his bed. So anyways, I'm really excited about that. So that's kind of a project I've been working on. I wanted to touch base today because the importance, not so much just about me launching a book. If you want that, that's going to be up on Amazon. And if you got kids, I encourage you, snag that up, because that book was actually written out of about almost a year and a half ago is when the concept came, and I wrote it down actually in a little picture journal. Like, it's supposed to be this daily journal where you draw a picture every day. Well, I draw a picture like every couple of months. And so anyways, and way back in January 11th, I drew a little doodle of the initial first concept of a Captain Duck, and I'm like, I'm going to release this. But what happened was my daughter, she was dealing with nightmares, like every night, like bad, like dark nightmares, and I just had the story come to me. I believe it was the Lord just give me the story, and it was this about Captain Duck and the 7-Day Storm, and the storms he faced and how he was able to overcome them. And when we shared this story, just the audible version, I just shared it to her right there in bed, the nightmares disappeared, they dried up. And so I'm really hoping that this helps not only my kids, but also your kids, and so especially if they have bad dreams. Like, this is, for me, I believe that this story and for our family is key. And so, but what I wanted to say is that was way back in January 11th, 2016. Now, there's been a lot of hurdles and obstacles to get this book written, published, edited, released. In fact, this is just the first proof copy. I still gotta make a couple changes, and hopefully it'll be up by next week. So that's like the middle of May here, 2017. So like 16 months later, the book is finally getting released. But I wanted to encourage you today, to set goals. I was actually in a club yesterday with one of my students. They invited me to their high school, and in this club, it's a Bible club, and she was actually teaching, and I was really proud of her. She's a sophomore, and she was teaching, and she was talking about the importance, like it's almost the end of the school year, the importance of setting goals. What's the significance of setting goals? Because if you just step off into summer without a plan, without a purpose, then everything you do is going to be reactionary. Much like in our lives, you guys, I want to challenge you, and challenge even myself, is that, are we going to live reactionary, or are we going to have action? Are we going to be the one impacting our life on a daily basis? Because we can have a choice to just wait for the doctor to tell you, hey, if you don't lose 30 pounds, guess what? Then you're gonna be forced to basically go on like this crazy fast type of like diet and all this kind of stuff. Or if you don't get your cholesterol under control, then guess what? You're not going to be able to eat anything that you like, let alone anything that tastes good, and so but literally, like you can wait and you can be reactionary, and honestly, that's a great motivator, because if you can't find the motivation within yourself, then these symptoms are going to come up, and you're not going to have a choice except for to face them. And to be honest, I was looking at the life expectancy of people in the Pacific Northwest, and way down south, there's some people life expectancy on average are about 77 years old, and that's for men, and about 80 something for women. And I was like, man, when I'm 77 years old, I want to be like catching my third wind right there, like getting my sail full of air. I want to be traveling the world, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to get there unless I choose today to invest in my future, unless I continue to choose to daily put in the energy that I need to choose the right meals, to choose to drink enough water. Do you know that most Americans live chronically dehydrated, and that we mistake our thirst for hunger, and we just shove more food in our mouths, and we're chronically dehydrating our organs? Can you imagine that? Like that's awful. It's like I went out this morning to to let out my ducks. Yes, I got a couple of ducks. They're pretty awesome. Captain Duck, of course, is one of their name, and Peru. And man, they needed, with ducks, when they eat, they got to have water to drink, otherwise they just can't. I don't think ducks have spit or saliva. Maybe that's inaccurate, but they literally, like, they gag down their food. And so I got them food because they were hungry, and then I had to get the water, but they're sitting there chomping on the food, choking it down. Like, it was pretty funny, like, to watch them. But I was like, I'm all in this matter of like few seconds, a minute, that I'm trying to get to the hose to turn it on to fill up their water dish. That way they, had fresh water that they hadn't pooped in. And so anyways, but then when they finally got the water, they were able to eat the way that they were designed to eat. They're able to wash down their food, so they're not choking and gagging on it. Here, what are we doing? We're choking ourselves, we're gagging ourselves, we're not empowering ourselves to have a life that's successful. I'd imagine the ducks wouldn't live very long if they didn't do the things that they needed to do to have success. And I want to challenge you, even as that young lady was teaching in her Bible club yesterday at her public school. Come on, like, that's awesome that she was teaching that you have to set goals. You can't be reactionary. You have to take action. You have to choose to rise up and take the challenge. If you don't set goals for your life, somebody else will. Guess what? If you don't set a plan and an objective and a purpose for your life, somebody else will. That somebody else may be Netflix, another Netflix marathon. That somebody... I'm saying another Netflix marathon. Sorry, I got cut off there for a second. I guess it's the risk of using your phone while it's not in airplane mode. You might get a phone call that comes in. But I was saying maybe another Netflix marathon might jump in and change your priorities, change your goals. All of a sudden there's a new TV show. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but like, Netflix is on point with some of their original series. So anyways, what I'm saying is, if you guys don't set goals, then the world will set them for you. And their goal is for you to be on medication. Their goal is for you to just be a guy that pays the bills. Their goal for you is just to be another person who can populate some industry and help barely keep businesses afloat. Like, instead of being a goal setter, instead of being an entrepreneur mindset, instead of being a master of your own body and taking control of what God has given you and really just maximizing the gifts and talents that you've been given. I'm not saying that everyone has to be perfectly in fit with the amazing mesomorphic, body shape and structure and perfect chiseled muscles, but I'm saying if you don't set goals for your life, then the world will set them for you. And trust me, you don't want the goals that the world has for you. You don't want those goals. You want to have the goals that you've been created to have. And so I want to encourage you guys today to set goals. If I didn't set goals for Captain Duck to come out, guess what? It never would have. And I probably should have set a little more diligent goals that were a little more timely, so it didn't take 16 months for me to get off my butt, actually draw the pictures, actually write the story, actually edit the content. And so that's kind of that's my fault. And so if you don't set goals, you won't reach them. And guess what? When you reach the goal, success isn't final, right? Success is not final. Failure is not fatal, and success is not final. You have to continually set new goals, new objectives, and not stop until you reach that objective. So I just want to encourage you guys today at the importance of setting a goal for your life, setting a goal for your summer, setting a goal for your future. And if you don't do that, you're not going to see the goals and the results that you want to see. Anyways, I'm going to end here because I kind of lost a little bit of track, a little bit of focus. I could ramble on for a while, make you guys stare at me awkwardly, but I do that way too much. Last question: mustache or no mustache? All right. I'm thinking about the Star-Lord mustache. All right. So if you like the mustache, give me a thumbs up. If you don't want the mustache, just give it a thumbs down, and we'll see how nice and lovely it can come in. All right. If that goes in full, I may trim the chin strap, which I have not done in years and years and years. So thumbs up for the mustache, thumbs down if you think it's not gonna work. All right, guys, bless you, and I encourage you, write down your goals, write it down, shut it down. Just simply by the act of writing down a goal, writing down a plan, writing down a mission, guess what? Scientifically, that like increases 60 or 70% chance of that goal actually becoming a reality. It's awesome. So write it down. All right, bless you guys, talk to you later.